though? Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unfiltered on Notoriously Opinionated. It's your man that goes by many names and monikers. Scrap the film guru. What's happening? What's up? What it do? All right, so we got a great show for you tonight. As always, we're gonna come with it, you know. So we got a great show for you tonight. We gonna be talking about like if you ever just wanted to get into like the things that we really go through in life, the things that we really experience on a day-to-day basis when it comes to relationships. This is the show for you. But that's coming up next. Right now, I wanna hit on a few topics. Not a few topics, but I wanna do something. So first off, like I've kind of alluded to before, I'm gonna have a new podcast coming out. My dream when I start talking about wanting the podcast, it really wasn't even a podcast. I didn't know what the hell a podcast was when I first started thinking about this shit. That's why everybody's like, man, he got out and did what he wanted to do. Not yet. It's on the way though. But my original thing that I wanted to do, I wanted a talk show. And I wanted my talk show to be a blend of Sports Center, CNN, and Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like your low budget psychologist. I was gonna sit on the couch and be like, well, what you need to do is work on your inner child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of shit that I was on. And still am low key. But my next show coming up is gonna be a sports show. I love talking about sports. I talk about it all the time, and so I want to do a sports podcast. I've been thinking about doing it for a while. I kind of tried to blend it into Notoriously Opinionated years ago when I first started doing it, and it was too everywhere, right? So I said, you know what? Do Notoriously Opinionated, Unscripted and Unfiltered, and then start a relationship podcast. So not relationship podcast, the sports podcast. So we're gonna have those popping. That's probably gonna jump in February, maybe March. Now, what I do need, I need your help in naming the sports podcast. All right. So I got a few ideas running through my head because the podcast is going to cover my take on sports, Kansas City sports. So Chiefs, Royals, current, Mavericks. We got a team. I forgot the name of it. The Goats. We got a team named the Goats. So we're gonna cover all of the pro, semi-pro, but I'm gonna be hitting up a lot of these high schools, right? I even plan to go to some colleges, you know. Catch some Missouri college games from the local universities, but a lot of college games, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, you know, you name it. I'm gonna try to pull up over the course of the year, whatever season it is. All right, that's gonna be that. Then I like talking politics. So 9 Areas of Human Activity, that's on Spotify. So check out my podcast on Spotify too. So Spotify for Areas of Human Activity. Stay tuned for KC Confidential or whatever I'm going to call that podcast. And then you're still going to have Notoriously Opinionated. Shout out to all my other podcasters who either currently have a podcast or have a podcast on the way. Shout out to my guy, C Note Productions. Me and him gonna collab. He gonna come on Notoriously Opinionated. I'm gonna go on the Note Show. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to the Wine Goddess. Check out her show on Sundays. Shout out to my guy Reese, my guy Muggs, my guy Solo. So Muggs gonna have his own podcast. It's gonna blow up, and then Reese gonna have his podcast dealing with more squared. It's gonna blow up. So shout out to them. Shout out to my guy, Bankroll B, and his show, Sports World, right? All right. So I think that's all my shout outs. I think that's everybody that I wanted to mention. If I missed you, I'm gonna catch you. Don't worry about it. I got you at a later date. But tune in to all those podcasts and don't forget Spotify, upcoming KC Confidential. Let's go. Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? You know, oh, my man done went. My man went and got spiffy with the background. Oh man, hey, I appreciate y'all coming on the show tonight. Thanks for coming on Unscripted and Unfiltered on Notoriously Opinionated. Welcome. And to all the viewers, if this is your first time tuning in to Notoriously Opinionated, welcome. If you've been rocking with the kid, appreciate y'all. Welcome back. Right. Tonight we got a good show for you tonight. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go over some single and relationship scenarios. Like, we're gonna do all that. But first, can my guests introduce themselves to the Notoriously Opinionated audience?
Hey everyone, I'm Priscilliana.
Priscilliana's been a frequent watcher of the show over the last few weeks. Appreciate you for that.
Love the podcast.
I'm Josiah, new to the podcast. Finally got to meet you. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute. Appreciate you for coming on, Josiah. I got a partner named Josiah, and we call him Joe, of course. It's like that's like the obvious name, or your name is Josiah, and you trying to get everybody trying to cut your name to a nickname. What's up, Joe?
Yeah. I got Joe. I got Saya.
Oh yeah, Saya.
Hope Saya.
Saya gonna slide in there too. Saya gonna slide in there.
Yeah.
What's your?
It just depends who.
Yeah. Priscilliana, what's your name's nickname? Like, you might have a nickname that your family calls you or whatever, but like, just based on your name, what do people tend to call you?
My family will call me Nikki, and then people that I know, like yourselves, you guys can call me P.
P. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. P and Joe.
Yeah, P and J.
P and J. That's what I'm talking about. P and J. Can't have peanut butter without jelly. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So like, what's y'all take? Okay, so just to keep y'all up, P, you probably, I know you know because you've been tuning in, but Josiah, so the last few weeks we've been talking about now don't get it twisted. And to a lot of my viewers, if this is your first time watching NO, I know we talk a lot about relationships and we talk a lot about pair bond relationships, but this show is not just about pair bond relationships. It's about relationships, but it's about all kinds of relationships, because you can have a relationship with your partner. You can have a relationship with your friends. You got a relationship with your family. You got a relationship with yourself. You got a relationship with the world around you. You got a relationship with the creator. You know what I'm saying? So it's all kind of relationships to be discussed on the show. And trust me, I'm opinionated. And so we going to try and hit all of them, So, but, tonight we are talking about pair bond relationships. So, what's your take, Joe, on we can talk about toxic versus healthy relationships? what's your idea about how to go from a toxic relationship to a healthy relationship?
I would say you have to date yourself first. If you don't get to know yourself better and your quakes and what makes you tick and talk and whatever, and you get into a new situation, you bring in all that toxicity to a new situation. So I always, for me personally, or anybody that asks me advice when it comes to a situation they're going through as far as transitioning, I always say date yourself first, spend time with yourself first, get to know you, make you a better person for the next person.
I actually heard that recently. Like that's kind of a thing. It's like when people know that like this ain't my person. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my person. And it's like, okay, so what am I doing that's jacked up with you? Give me some advice so that I can be better for the next one. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't working.
Just leave that last
this ain't working. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so since this ain't working, how did I fuck up with you? Right? What is the things that I did that turned you off? And so I can work on them. Like I said, I'm gonna date myself after cause I know you about to break up with me. So I need to date myself after that, and then after that, I'll be better for the next one. What's your
right?
Hey, so have you ever told anybody that, P? Like, hey, this ain't working, but what can I do to improve myself for the next guy I'm with?
I have done that.
How'd he take it?
Some can take it, and some actually give me feedback.
Oh, like was he upset? Was he mad?
Everybody has a different reaction depending on where they're at.
Right.
But some can take it not so well, and they think you're playing with them, and then some will give you some educated feedback, and I appreciate that.
Okay. All right, let's hop into some scenarios. Okay. So there's one scenario that I hear from my partners, and this kind of translates. Even when I see it on social media, it's like there's so many guys that are plagued with this in their relationships, right? So here's a scenario. You find out that your significant other has been on social media and they have been liking and hearting their just random girls or random guys pictures and posts and things like that. What's your reaction to it? What's your reaction to your significant other liking and hearting posts from just not nobody they know, just random guys, random girls? How do you approach this?
Well, the person I am today,
that part.
I can approach it a lot better.
Let's go back to the ratchet you. That's what I want to hear about. Let's go back to the ratchet you. Tell us about what she would have done.
Confront and grab the phone and go through everything.
Ooh. Ooh. Grab the phone.
Go through everything. Confront. And what's going on? What are we doing?
And then you hit him with the, so what can I do to where I can be better in my next relationship?
We're not even asking that question. We're not even mature enough to even ask that, I think, at that.
Right. Yo, how you handling that? How you handle your girl? Your girl is liking not even just like one dude, but like an array of cats, and she's just hearting all this stuff. How you feel about that?
So it depends on the relationship itself. Like if it's fresh, I'm just dead in that. Like you won't hear from me again in life. Like that, you know, I just go ghost. But if we have like, you know, we built something over time and it's been like a year or even 6 months or whatever, where I feel like I know you, you know me, I'm going to correct you. I'm going to be like, that's some foul shit. If I ever see some shit like that, oh, excuse my language. If I ever see some stuff like that again, moving forward, this ain't going to work, you know? And so like, it just depends on the situation. If it's something fresh, I'm not even entertaining you no more because you show me who you is now. But like, if I got to know you over time and this is some new behavior, then yeah, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it, and for us to move forward, this can't happen no more.
So what if this is what they do though? Like there's no like ill intent, because I've always been like stumped and amazed at how some women respond to a guy hearting a girl stuff. Like I didn't know the damn heart meant that much. I didn't, you know, for a long time. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not hearting the girl. Now keep in mind, it's like there may be a female in the post, but what's being said is some G stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, it's a female in the post, and the post says, you know, don't be afraid to choose yourself, and da, 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 da. However, she may be an attractive woman, right? So heart. Now, men is like, oh, well, look at the post, and women's like, oh, look at the girl. You know, you hearted the girl. No, I didn't. Yeah. I hearted the post. The girl was just in the post. You could have took the girl out the post and I'd have still hearted it. But if you'd have took the post and it was just a girl, I'd have just kept on scrolling. You know. Right. That always just kind of screwed me up as to why. And it's different between a heart and a like. I'm like, come on, man. Come on now.
or the smiley face with the heart.
Man, you talking about if I would have just clicked the like, if I'd have just clicked the like button, I'd have been cool. But since I hearted it, it's a problem.
Yeah, now I hear what you're saying on that now, but I do agree for both sexes, both from a woman perspective and a man perspective. People are thirsty. So if your girl or your dude is liking stuff, it ain't even so much that it wasn't innocent. It could be innocent, but other people take that the wrong way. For some reason, especially with men, if you have an attractive woman like your page or like your post, they automatically think she on my, you know, and so now it gives me rights to slide in your DM. That's where I'm coming from, where I'm like, we can't move forward, or, you know, you got to correct this because it's not what you do, it's how everybody views it. So if everybody feel you obtainable, then you ain't for me.
Right.
So that's the only thing. But I agree 100% with you saying a like is a like, a heart is a heart. I don't see the difference, but the way men operate, and I've dealt with a girl that was like, for many years, we was in a long-term relationship. She's super popular on social media, and I seen her DMs crazy. So that's why I have like this complex when it comes to like, not that you're doing too much, but like you can't simply be liking something just because you like what the verbiage was, or, you know, you like the scenery, or it's Aspen, or it's, you know, it's Greece. People, unfortunately, not all people, because it's not, I don't really think women operate that way, but men, attractive women like they post, it's up. It's up from there. He gonna slide in your DM regardless. But now you gave him an opportunity, you know, a reason to start. You know, and it could be something so innocent, and then it go left from there. And then you got, you know, men that was smiling in your face and plotting, you know, the whole time. So it was a lot of that social media games you're gonna come across in relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another one. I just wanted to do the social media one just because that's something that I needed some clarity on that one. All right. So what if all right, so you with your significant other, either one of you loses your job, right? And with the way gas is, with the way food is, with the way the economy is right now, one person losing their job can create financial stress in the relationship. How do you navigate through this thing together? How do you navigate through one of you losing your job and still maintain a relationship? Don't everybody go at once. I know. Hey, both of y'all looking like shit. You better not lose your job. You better not lose his job.
But that's something that it can be difficult to navigate if both parties are not on the same page. And I think when you guys are behind closed doors and you give each other grace, when one is down, the other one helps the other, and vice versa. And when you're up, you're up. But it's just really important to just have a plan, have an action plan, and don't stop dating each other. Don't stop having fun. Don't stop doing all the things, even in hardship, because it's so important. And it's always the little things. It's always the little moments, and especially for most women, it really is the little things that are big wins.
Mm-hmm.
But you can navigate it through it, and God, putting God in the middle of it, especially. I've been through that before, so
I have to. Yeah, I have to. I feel like with men it's a little different, or certain men it's a little different. For me, I don't mind taking care of my woman. You know what I'm saying? If I feel I'm being taken advantage of, which that would have to come over a long period of time, it's like, damn, hey, you can't even
right.
Yeah. Then that's a different conversation. But if you need help, I'm supposed to provide. That's man is supposed to provide, man is supposed to support. So like that's the role naturally. I would take. If you work, that's a plus. If you don't, then it's okay.
Yeah, I know guys that when their significant other would lose a job, would go out and get 2-3 jobs just to support the household, right? Because it's like I just can't sit idly by and keep my one job and just watch us struggle. The relationship's still gonna be intact. Now, when it comes to financial stuff, I don't think it would be like one person losing their job, but it's like if one person doesn't know how to manage their money, right? If one person, if one person don't know how to manage their money, and next thing you know, you done pulled us into your debt. Okay, so I'm still not gonna leave you, right? I'm still not gonna leave you. But you got to take a financial literacy class or something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a class or listen to me and the class that I took. I teach you about financial literacy because I'm like my mama. I'm frugal. I might get what I want that is extravagant every now and then, but for the most part, I'm a grocery list ass dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm right now. I'm going in the store for this, and this. I bet you when I come out, I only got 4 things in my basket. I'm going in with what I had on my list and nothing else. So yeah, I think that's the. I had another one that I just thought of, and now I can't remember it. Doggone it.
It's important to understand each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses, so that way you guys can delegate who is in charge of what.
Right. That's important. That is very important. All right, I just remembered the one I was thinking of. All right, because this was a joke a couple of months ago. All right, so here's a scenario: you and your significant other is out, right? Y'all talking, and during the conversation, you may say something that is untrue, right? You got your facts wrong, whatever the case may be. Somebody else, another person corrects you, right? And your significant other is like, they right. Is that okay? Or should they have handled that differently? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it okay that they didn't ride with you even though you was wrong and they're telling the truth? Or should they ride with you even though you're wrong and tell you the truth later? How y'all feel about it?
I go either way. I like a rider. If I'm always right type of chick. Like, I love that. At the same time, I also love a chick that is willing to correct me when I'm wrong. So it just depends, because both are turn on.
Okay.
It does depend, because there's been situations where something may have been wrong, but sometimes I have to let my man be a man. And I'll just sit back, and if I'm needed, then I'll present myself. But then there's times where I'm like, okay, I have to say something. I have to give my input at least. So it just depends.
Right.
Yeah, it don't depend with me. Here's I got one answer. It don't depend. It don't depend on nothing with me. It's like this. Hey,
it depends on the context. Like, you can't correct me in front of my house, or or in front of my mama, or like trying to stun me. Like, that's different.
My thing is this: there's a time and a place for everything, right? I know I'm dead ass. I'm wrong. Completely. It has been brought to my attention that I'm wrong, because 9 times out of 10, when Buddy said what he said, I'm saying to myself, "Ooh, shit, he's right. God dang it.
Yeah,
that is right. That is right. They did win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And I've been yelling all night, man, they ain't never won a Super Bowl in the whole history of and then he's like, man, in 1972, they won a Super Bowl. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So my thing at that point, my girl might know, baby, Miami did win a Super Bowl in 72,
Yeah.
But she better not say it. Keep that to yourself till we get home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick beside
when we get home. Look, I wouldn't care if I said the sky was green and the grass was blue. Wait till I get home and correct away. Away when we get home.
Right? I'm not saying that.
Don't correct me in front of the ops. What?
Yeah.
No. Shush. When we get home.
As he said,
yeah. I'll wait till we get home. As soon as we start walking away, we get in the car. You can correct, like, babe, you was wrong. I'm like, I know,
Yeah.
But don't, no. Because if you correct me in front of somebody else, y'all now go together. You go with him. Are you agree? You agreeing with what he's saying now? Y'all go together.
You for him now.
That's hilarious.
I am so playing about that part. But all right. So here's another one. All right. So you tell your significant other something in confidence, right? You tell them a secret, just anything, something about your past, your childhood that nobody knows, but you confided in this person. You were vulnerable. You confided in this person. You told this person, look, this is what's up. and that person, and I'm gonna do it like this. Accidentally, I ain't gonna do it with no air quotes. Your significant other accidentally reveals this secret to somebody else. How do you handle it? How can you restore the trust? Can it be restored?
Well, for me, I've been there, and it happened, and we moved past it or whatever. But now I'm at a certain age. I'm turning 40 next or this year, October. And so now at this age, I ain't sharing shit that ain't got nothing to do with you.
You gotta earn that shit.
I'm preventing that, because I mean, not to say, like, I know you said you're not doing the air quotes, because sometimes people slip up, you know. We slip up sometimes, like, oh shit, I didn't mean to say that, especially you drinking, you know. And so certain shit that I once was comfortable enough confiding in with my partner, I don't want to do that shit unless it's at a, not that it's on a need to know basis type. It's not that, but anything that's my past as far as childhood trauma or whatever I went through that I feel like I need a confidant, psychiatrist, somebody that legally cannot go back.
No, it's crap. I'm like the poor man psychologist.
Yeah, no, you need to sign an NDA before I tell you.
Sure, that's what's going down. Hey, it's NDAs across the board.
It happened to me too many times. It happened to me too many times, and like now, not even so much them blurting my business out. It's so much so like, okay, if the relationship don't work out, they got all this tea on you. I don't want that. I don't care. We've been together 13 years.
They got ammo.
You don't know nothing before them 13 years. You know?
Remember when you told me that you used to pee in the bed till you was 35? What? Hold on.
Yeah. All that will be on social media and everything else these days, you know. And this generation we live in, your home. You can't
just old school fight and argue in the comfort of your own home, and it don't wind up on social media for the world to see. That just don't for some reason that doesn't exist.
Or people they know. You never know. And if like you run into somebody on the street and they know your business because of your ex, you know what I'm saying, and whoever she told on her page, or it's so I'm like, nah.
What about you, B?
Everything's surface until like at least the 30-year mark.
Dang. What's that?
I'm too old to give a shit. When I'm too old to give a shit,
I don't even know what the 30-year mark is. Like, what is that? Like triple diamond? That's like triple platinum.
I'll be 70 or something, right? Yeah.
That's the triple platinum anniversary. What you think, Pete?
Yeah. I'm like, it don't even matter no more. I got like 20 years left lifespan. Like,
I mean, you should be able to confide in your partner. You guys should be able to have a level of loyalty and trust with each other. And if that is to happen and they want to betray you like that, I mean,
now remember, it was accidental.
Yeah, if it's accidental, I mean, I would be upset, and we probably would work past it. Hopefully, it doesn't like open up another can of worms or something, because sometimes that happens. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you can work through it. I mean, I don't know. Accidentally, we talked about this.
No, you'd be surprised, because your ex could be pillow talking, especially for males and females, and males be pillow talking too.
This is not your partner. This is your ex.
Well, like I'm saying, like what if your partner becomes your ex?
Yeah.
I mean,
they got all this information
on it. I mean, if y'all gonna do life together and all that, I mean, they can make up stuff too. I mean, we don't.
Yeah, that's true.
It comes with the territory. That's the risk you take with being somebody and investing, like blending your life with each other.
Yeah, but I also think that there's like stages and phases. Like if you meet somebody that you just met, like before I saw you at Walmart, that was the first time I'd ever seen you in my life. I've never seen you. We've never had any interactions before, and we holler, exchange information. We start dating. Now we a couple. All right. You gotta it's the proving grounds now. You know, it's the proving grounds. So now you gotta show me, based off of your actions, that I can trust you with these things. That, you know, with once I start unzipping some of these bags, you know, and start unleashing some of this stuff on you, I need to see if you can handle it. So like, I'm not gonna start off with I don't know who my daddy is. I ain't gonna tell you that. That's some 10-year down the road shit. I'm not about to start off with that. That's not gonna be the first secret I tell you. I'm gonna start off with I sucked my thumb till I was 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? I stuck, because I don't give a damn if you tell them that. I don't care if you tell them. You know, I'm 30% deaf in my left ear or some crap like that. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit is true, but making shit up.
Disclaimer, yeah.
But I'm just saying, you got to start with the lower level. With the lower level secrets, to where it's like, it's okay. So to me, it's kind of like when you let somebody borrow money. I'm not about to let you borrow nothing I can't afford to not get back. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I operate. You know, because I'm you know, I got my name for a reason. I punch your lights out. So I'm not about to give you something that I can't afford to lose. So I'm not about to tell you nothing that I'm in fear of you telling somebody. So if you tell somebody we break up, and then you like, Scrap don't know who his daddy is. So what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was a secret I ain't give a damn about you knowing. You know, but if you find out some crazy stuff, and I told you some 10-year down the line stuff, now we got to issue disclaimer.
No facts. I don't even feel comfortable sharing, and we supposed to, of course, especially that's your significant other. But I had so much things happen to me in my life that I don't even think some people are equipped to handle. You know, if you were to tell me, like, hey, look at you a certain way or view you a different way, you know, even though you are this person now today, just because my past don't define me. So a lot of things I don't even feel comfortable sharing. Now, when I was younger and in a relationship, I just was an open book, because, you know, I didn't give a fuck. I thought it was Tupac. Yes.
Right.
You know, like, I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide, blah, blah, blah. But that came back to bite me. And now I don't feel as comfortable with, you know, sharing certain aspects of my life, unless we get to that certain level. But like now, I don't know. And that's where it comes back to what I was talking about earlier, where date yourself, self-healing. I still need some healing. Like, I don't trust nobody with certain shit. You know? Yeah.
Okay. Next scenario. You and your partner have schedules that you and your partner take jobs that the schedules are opposing. So you work days, your partner works nights. That makes it difficult to have quality time, which is my primary love language, you know. So when you have, and we talked about love languages probably about a month ago, right? But was it a month ago? It was a few weeks ago. It might have been 4. But if quality time is your primary love language, and you got an opposing schedule to your partner, that could start some problems in a relationship. How do you prioritize your partner in a relationship where you now have opposing schedules?
Oh, that's tough. Honestly,
I've been in that situation before. You know, when you're in a relationship, it's always, sometimes not always pleasurable, but sometimes the sacrifice is pleasure for the other person. So you have to be selfless, and you have to just think ahead of time. Like for me, in my experience, when we were young, we had two kids, and I was pregnant. I worked, he worked nights, I worked days, and it would just be the little things, like whether it was me making sure he had what he needed for work and writing a note, or sometimes when he would, when I would come home, I'm used to getting flowers. So he would be gone, but I come home to flowers. Or if he picked me up because whatever, like we're trying to switch car, we have one car at the moment, and we're just trying to make things work. You know, he knows my love languages, and I know his. So I would just tell my daughter today. My birthday was yesterday, and just backdrop story. Who I'm talking about, he is not with us. He passed from cancer 6 years ago. So this is my person for 10 years. And so this is where a lot of my healthy experience comes from. But I was just like, he'll show up, pick me up. I don't even know he'll have roses waiting for me. Or it's just always there's always some type of surprise to make a person feel special, and I would do the same for him. And it wasn't like, oh, you did this for me, so let me do this for you. No, it was just like, I know he likes this, I know this is going to make him feel comfortable, and then that's what we do. And sometimes it sucked because we didn't see each other, we're tired, we have kids, I'm pregnant. But just always communicating with each other and telling each other that how we feel about each other. Hey, I miss you. You look beautiful today, or whatever. So it's just all the little things that do add up. And people get so stuck in their own world, they don't even know how to communicate with the other human being. They have all the answers, they have all the things to say, but nothing is ever put in action. And you can tell with their lifestyle that it's not. So when you talk about self-healing, like, we can say that all day and agree to it all day, but what does it really look like behind closed doors? Like, what is, give me a day in the life. Because sometimes it's, some days are better than others, but are you still consistent with your habits, with your morning routine, with with the people you surround yourself with the things you're listening to? What's influencing you on a daily? How do you filter that? What does that look like? Some people don't even know how to walk through that door because they don't even know where they're going.
Yeah, no, that's true. Just in my experience, and this is actually in recent times too. I had an ex from like 2015, 2016 that I apologized to just last year because of my self-reflection. Like, now, not to take away from her toxicity, because she was toxic as well, but I had to realize what caused her to react that way. And it took time, it took a lot of self-reflection. Like, okay, well, if I do this, how do that? This is probably why she responded that way. It's not always, she's, feisty or spicy, or, or you always on some rah-rah. What am I doing to trigger her? And when I was in that situation, I only saw one-sided. I'm like, you were verbally attacking me. I'm always something going wrong. I'm never doing them right. And I didn't honestly take a look back, or take myself out of the equation and just look as a third party on, like, how do you look from the outside in this relationship? And I had to do that with all my previous relationships. For this new situation I was getting in that didn't work out. That's another story. But it ended on a positive note. But it was because of that relationship and that person, I'll give her credit, that made me want to reflect on how I was in all my previous relationships. Because I genuinely, I think I'm a nice guy, but honestly I wasn't, and I believed in my heart that I was right all these times and I was wrong. So it just took a lot of self-reflection. Of course, talking to someone helps, but it's something that can be done on your own, but you have to be honest with yourself and ready to give yourself the true reality of your bullshit. Because everybody be on bullshit, and sometimes we not big enough to admit it, and it took me to take time out, like just take myself out of the dating equation. Not saying I'm not seeing people, but take myself out of just like, I need to focus on Josiah. What makes Josiah, what is Josiah one's likes, dislikes, and why Josiah is not, what's the word? Not successful in relationships. So that's how I started like my journey. Not saying it's a complete straightforward journey. It's definitely like this. Come back around. There's all that going on, but I'm self-aware now of my actions or my previous actions and what causes people or what causes a disconnect in my situationships or relationships. Yeah.
Oh man, what both of y'all said was like right on point, but and at the same time, and this is my $2 therapy. At the same time, it's like, I could tell that it's growth that seems to have come from both of you, because it's like you realize you haven't reached the peak yet, but you're still climbing, and you're not down there no more, and you're ascending, So that's dope, and that's definitely growth. And I think both of y'all made key points. Like, you have to first realize that it might not be the other person. It might not be them. It might not be you. It may be a blend of the both of you. It may be things like, I had a saying that I used to say all the time, and I keep throwing around the idea of writing a book about it, but it's not the thing, it's the thing behind the thing. And psychologically speaking, it goes like this. It's like, this thing right here is the thing that everybody sees, but you can't see this thing behind it that's driving it. You can't see that this is pounding it because the object is in the way. If you remove the object, and now you see the stimulus, right? So it's like a kid that gets physically assaulted at home. What they gonna do? They gonna go to school and physically assault other kids. They gonna become a bully, because I can't beat up my dad at home, and so, but I can beat Billy ass, So I'm gonna go to school, then I'm gonna pick on Billy because Billy is smaller than me. Billy is weaker than me, and it'll probably make me feel better to beat up on Billy, right? So nobody knows the stimulus that caused little Johnny to do this. All they know is that every day Johnny comes to school and beat up little Billy. But they don't know little Johnny's at home being abused by his father. So the fact that the self-awareness is the first thing, because I'm telling you, one of the deepest questions I've ever been asked in my life is, who are you? And as soon as you can answer that question, you just don't understand how far you can go and the things that you learn, not just about yourself, but about the person that you say you want to be with. If you don't know yourself, how can you know the person that you want to be with?
And to piggyback off of what you were saying, when it comes to self-reflection and realizing that, okay, I'm the problem, or like you said, you pull back that wall and you see that, this causes this. Sometimes by you doing self-observation, you can see the other person and then be like, okay, well, when you talk about trauma or something happening at home, that person that you're dating have all this trauma that caused, now in adulthood, they have to go through life with all that on their shoulders, and you're not connecting with that person, and you're not knowing the reason why. It's because of all this trauma behind. So from me able to realize my own issues, or like what I got going on, and where I go wrong in relationships, I was able to see where that person went wrong, and not fault them or hold them account. Not say
grace.
Give them grace. Yes, 100%.
Grace is a thing that's needed, especially in relationships, like, because man, everybody get moody. Everybody got moods, and everybody but the problem tends to be everybody does not know how to convey to their significant other. Everybody has not grown to the phase that you two have grown to where they can calmly communicate this to their significant other. It's like, hey, I'm in a mood right now, or may not have picked the right person that like P, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a time you picked the right person that knew you. This person knew you. It's like I really wish somebody would buy me flowers, and then here come this dude with a bundle of flowers for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like he knew you. So if you didn't do a good job in picking, whatever happens after that point is your fault. You can't blame nobody but yourself. If you pick this dude because he got a flat stomach, big arms, and a bulge somewhere other than his wallet, and you pick him because of that, when he starts to treat you like trash, that's your fault. If you pick this girl because she got a big butt, a cute smile, and some hazel eyes, and you get home and realize that she's the devil, then that's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You picked that. You got what you wanted. You got the big butt, the small waist, and the hazel eyes, but you also got to deal with the attitude. You also got to deal with the sass. You also got to deal with the fact that she gonna agree with every other dude other than you in public, in your face. She don't care if you right or wrong. It's like if you say the Kansas City Chiefs done won back-to-back Super Bowls, she be like, they ain't won a Super Bowl since. What? Stop. You know what I'm saying? You agreeing with this dude that don't like my team. Oh, okay. So you're living with him, right? Okay. Gotcha.
The good part is when you're working on yourself, you attract who you are, you're the energy you receive.
You attract who you are. So because you were in that big butt and the smile mentality, that's what you got. You wasn't in the I need a grown woman mentality. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't in, okay, he might have a little pudge in his stomach, but he's a great guy, I'm gonna deal with the pudge in his stomach. We can go to the gym and work that out, so yeah, you definitely, I completely agree with that. Do either of y'all have any scenarios? Can y'all think of a scenario?
Not off the bat like that. But I like what you brought up about the whole, the aesthetics, because I had that problem from a teenager to a good, I say 32. That was my problem. I was a one-track minded. I went after these one type of women that had these certain aesthetics, and because of that is why I never had a successful relationship in my 20s, or even in my early 30s. Right. Was because I had this one objective is, she bad, bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not looking for what's behind, what is her qualities, outside of her Coca-Cola shape, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't, all I saw was ass or, and a smile. But now what I look for, I need more than that. Like that's not, I mean, of course, visually is pleasing, but as a man now at 39 years old, that's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough. Honestly, it's not enough, and not for me to take you serious. No, you got to have more than just that.
You got to know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Like men and women, like you got to know your worth. If you don't know your worth, then you're gonna be willing to accept who and whatever comes with who.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know that you worth it, if you know that this dude pulling up on me may be attractive, but he can't hold a conversation. He's if this chick that you see from a distance looks great from a distance, and then you get up on her, her breath stink too. She can't hold a conversation. It's like, yeah, you can't count to 15. Like, and I'm saying this in all seriousness. Like, it was a girl that worked for me a few years ago, right?
Your music stopped. Oh,
Huh?
okay. It was like fuzzy for a second.
Oh, was it?
It was staticky for a second. Maybe it's me.
So no, I heard it. I just didn't see it. There you go again. Mm-hmm. What is it doing?
It's just a staticky noise, but nothing.
Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it, but I don't know what's going on. Hey, what's up, cousin? So I forgot what I was gonna say between the static and everything else.
I think it's really important for women to, especially at our big age, because sometimes it can get out of hand with being desired. It's so easy to mistake being valued with being desired, because a lot of men will desire a woman, but they do not value that woman. So it's at his convenience, and that when he wants what he wants.
Right.
Is what he wants if he only desire you.
Well, you know what he won't. The thing is,
but if he values you, then maybe there's something to work with.
Exactly. I mean, there has to be value on both sides. Like, men have to know their worth, women have to know their worth, because one of the most important decisions that you're gonna make in your life is the choice of your significant other.
So what does that look like from a man's point of view?
What do you mean?
Always being told y'all need to know your worth. What does that look like? What is?
So, now I got my answer. You want to tackle that, Joe?
Well, for me personally, what it looks like is a woman that knows their worth is, they won't take no, not that they won't take no for an answer, but if you can't do it for me, then someone else can. How can I say this? It's not that I want you to sound arrogant or cocky or conceited or anything like that, but I love a woman that knows. It's like, well, what you won't do, the next person will. Like, just no insecurity. You got to be confident in a situation. Like, we both bleed the same. If I lose you tomorrow, I'll be okay. Would you be okay if you lose me? That type of attitude a woman gives, it makes you want to be better. For me as a man, like, I gotta pull up because she gone, but like, naturally, without thinking, if you let me slide, I'm going to slide. It's not like I'm intentionally like, okay, I know she ain't going nowhere. I naturally will fuck up, if that makes sense, because I know, I have room to. Mm-hmm. Whereas this person that is not and no for an answer, like, it's straightforward. This is what it is. If you value me, if you love me, then this is how we gonna work. And if you can't handle that, then I'll find somebody else who will. I think that's sexy on a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, knowing my worth is kind of seeing a reflection. Like, if I can see my reflection in you, then it's like, okay, that's a good start. Like I'm a air sign, and so you got to be able to communicate with me. You got to be able to you got to kind of be open. I'm a whole Libra, and so
Libra.
Yeah, Libra gang. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to be able to hold a conversation. You got to be able to hold my attention. But just, I know who is and who is not for me, because, like, for me, I've had pretty. You know, Pretty don't do it for me no more. Pretty did it for me when I was 14, 15 years old. I'm trying to get all these pretty girls. I want the pretty girl with the nice body, and let me get the pretty girl, pretty girl, pretty girl. Now, don't get it twisted. I still need a pretty girl. I'm not saying you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Right.
that
Pretty girls with substance.
Pretty girls. So to paint that picture, pretty girl with substance. What I had gotten in years past was a pretty package. You know what I'm saying? I got a really pretty package. We lost you, Joe. I had a really pretty package, and then you start untying it. You open up the box, not a damn thing in there, you know? And it's like, maybe you got stuck on the side. Let me try to, but there's nothing in the box, you know? Versus, but normally it's like, okay, I got a pretty package though. Like when we go out in the street, all the guys is gonna be like, "Oh, we got him a baddie," but they don't know he's dumb as a box of rocks, you know. And so it's like, no, you know, we get home, she don't know how to resolve conflict. She don't wash the dishes. She can't cook. You know, it's a whole lot of things that's wrong with this pretty package. There's nothing in the box. I know that I'm worth having a pretty package and opening it up, and it overflows, you know. So for a long time, I didn't know that, you know. I thought I had to be 6'2", something like that. Like I don't got to be 6'2". I could be 5'8", and I'm straight.
Yes, sir.
You know? So that's kind of.
What was
you gotta grow into it, huh?
Was it something you did? Was it something that you started doing with yourself, like new mindset and all that?
When I started doing what?
Did you start choosing to have a new mindset to not choose women, to choose a woman that is your fit?
Oh yeah, that's the first thing. You have to. I think Joe said it when he was like, you know, you have to learn who you are, right? Once you learn you, and so like I said, it goes back to the question I was asked years ago. Years ago, I was in my 20s. And no, matter of fact, I wasn't even in my 20s. I was like maybe 18, 19 years old. And I was asked the question, who are you? Well, I didn't figure out the answer to that question for about a decade. So, but when I finally figured out who I was, then I could finally pinpoint who I wanted to be with, right? So the first thing is, to me, in my notorious opinion, you can take it or leave it, but in my opinion, you got to learn you first, because there's no way that you can possibly know what you want if you don't know who you are. So that was the first thing I did, was find out who I was, and then develop, like Cat Williams said, it's called self-esteem. It's the esteem that you got for your goddamn self, you know. So you know, so between learning who I am and self-esteem, you know, that was kind of it.
Very good.
Yeah, I had that same problem, bro. From a teenager on, you know, just like attracted to the wrong things. And family, friends, cousins, brothers, they're like, nigga, you gonna leave her? Like, I'm like, she crazy. You know, like, it's a lot. She got a lot of baggage with that. You know, and I'm not talking from an adult perspective. This is definitely teenage years. But like, you know, you dealing with this girl just because she's super attractive, toxic as hell. You know what I'm saying? And you put up with certain stuff just based off of looks, you know, vain, surface shit. You know, right. And you know, and it's not worth it. I done been stabbed by a pretty girl. I'm like, it ain't worth it. Like, no, let her be more than just pretty. Because if they just pretty, then that's not enough.
That's real.
Yeah.
You know, my cousin said she pretty, and what you talking about? She said, "Hey, I think I'm pretty, but my box is packed pretty good. Not full, but it's all." That's my cousin.
That's a lot to unpack, cousin.
It is. You know what I'm saying? But and she done been through some things. So it's all good. I got faith in you, cousin. I'm gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty of partners. You already know. Hey, so let's get to this grab bag. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions out this grab bag, and then we can get to these shameless plugs and these shout outs and get up out of here. So I literally have a bag. Like I'm not playing. Like there's literally a bag that I'm getting these questions out of. So I'm gonna pull a couple of them. Hopefully they're good. The smaller ones tend to be the better questions, so I was really feeling for one of the smaller ones. All right. Where would you donate $1 million if you had it to donate? Where would you donate $1 million if you had it to donate?
That's a question. That's an open, loaded question because I could think of a million places, but in this moment, just from what I'm seeing, just on social media and everything, I would say Ghana.
You say who?
Ghana, the country.
Ghana. Okay.
And the reason why is because they opened up, a lane for not just African Americans, but anybody that wants to be a citizen to Ghana to come. And like people are buying properties and they paying like $4,000 a year on, taxes. Like it's super cheap, affordable, and you getting to get back to your roots. And technically, we all are roots in Africa, no matter what color you are. We all can trace our lineage back to Garden of Eve or whatever. But but like I think that's dope what they doing. As far as like, especially with the experience of the African diaspora, and us not being a group of people that don't know truly where we come from, or have a home to claim for this continent or this country in this continent that is wanting us to come back and giving us a way out, because all we know is America. But it's like, hey, like you can live wealthy down here too. And I've seen like the way Nigerians do real estate in Ghana with these beautiful houses that they don't show on TV, but you can really live comfortably and on a whole nother, luxury level for affordable price in Ghana or anywhere outside of America in that part. Yeah.
But hey, the Ghanaian people are almost begging Black people to come back to Africa. It's like, come back. Mm-hmm. Like it's like we will welcome you with open arms. That's a good one. I'm gonna have you back next month for Black History Month.
Oh yeah, I'm somebody that loves Black history, all Black history, whether that's not just for America, but Mexico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, anywhere we were transported. I've studied and I'm knowledgeable on it.
So I'm glad you said that. I am as well, and I only said Black history just because of the platform, but for real, I just call it history.
Yeah. I love history in general. Yeah. I think that's what people say.
Well, I'm just saying, like Black history is history, so it's no need in putting Black in front of it. It's history, it's no need. Like we know what it is. Mm-hmm. P, what you think? If you had $1 million, where would you donate
to? Cure for cancer research and domestic violence.
Always.
Shelters.
Always.
Shelters. I feel bad I didn't mention that. Shelters, especially.
Well, you kind of did, because it's so many places that would be deserving of the money. You can think of a gang of women's shelters, that know they got kids. There's just shelters in general for, like my cousin said, for homeless people. The homeless epidemic is rampant.
No, that's a true statement, and it affects me because I'm somebody that, as a child, grew up in in shelters and from New York to Texas. So I know that experience where there's women. I've been in the women's shelter as a kid because of my mother. So like I agree 1,000% what she said, and that's what I said. I feel horrible not even of that.
I mean,
I lived in shelters.
I'm saying it's so many places. It's so many places that it could go. Shad, I'm glad you got on. I'm glad Rashad commented. That's my guy. I gotta get him on the I gotta get him on the on for next month too. And the reason I'm glad he's an educator. And that's where my million will go. It will go towards true education. I would want to start my own school, to where I would want to start my own school. And I've already looked into it. I would want to start my own school, and I can't call it a curriculum, because if you call it a curriculum, then it has to go by your state standards, right? But it will be the criteria that we go by, and I don't need my high school juniors and seniors learning trigonometry and calculus. When have you ever used trigonometry in your life? But they taught it to you in high school. So instead of my first graders reading books like See Dick and Jane Run, how about it's See Dick and Jane Learn How to Balance This Goddamn checkbook?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's See Dick and Jane open a bank account. See Dick and Jane learn financial literacy. How about we do that? You
can see it. What I do, I read at my son's school. I work in for a bank. So like I like to teach people. I like to teach our children anyway. Financial literacy. So I have like a bunch of these books, and I go to school, and like I have like a little checklist I have to follow, make sure I hit all the marks, so they can know, and even have opportunity because my son goes to a public school, just like I went to a public school, and I want him to know the things that I didn't know at his age.
That's
to get a head start, So I have a bunch of these that I make sure I read to his class. Any chance I get. They have the dads program. I don't know if you heard of that. Yeah. Dads are great students. So like you can participate at your children's school, go up there and you can assist the teacher, but I go up there and just read because I love reading and
that's what's up. Yeah. Hey, I'm with that 100%. And yeah, me and you got rap for real. So this was amazing. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming on the pod tonight, and I'm definitely gonna have both of y'all back at a later date. Joe, I need you to come on next month. I definitely need you to come on next month, and P, you can come on whenever. You can come on whenever you want.
Be back.
So let's get to your shout outs and your shameless plugs. P, you can go first.
Okay, so I'm gonna shout myself out because I have big goals for 2025.
Yeah.
So give me just I have it. Okay. So I am an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay. I've been on the products for 17 years. I've been a consultant for 17 years. And this will be my first year. I'll be stepping into leadership as a director. And what I love about my business the most and being an entrepreneur is that I get to help empower women through skincare and beauty products. It's just a vehicle. It's quality product backed by science. We are number one in direct selling in the world again. And we do a lot of good things with the environment, with going green. We donate to cancer research for breast cancer. and domestic violence. And so my goal this year is just to reach one, teach one. Whether that's skincare, teaching women how to be, look and feel like a woman. A lot of that is neglected with self-care, and just building community is really important. So my handle for Instagram, if you want to follow me, is my first and last name, Priscilliana, Priciliana Garcia, Garcia. I can tag it somewhere. But our products are amazing. So I have skincare for guys too. But yes, get at me if you're interested.
That's what's up.
I was just going to ask you, my son, he's on the MapQuest, the little headset thing, and he has like these marks under his eyes from wearing that mask. Like he could go 3-4 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
And so I had to take it away from him, not because he's doing bad or anything like that, but because he has this ugly ring, a scar. It's a scar now, that's like starting to appear where the mask was. And I need something that would like clear it up. I don't want him to, bleach cream, those type stuff like that. But, but like something that would like make it fade.
It would be age appropriate.
Yeah.
So I can definitely get with you, and we can take care of him. My boys actually, maybe I don't want to opt them out, but they be taking my stuff and using it. They don't want to use the other stuff that I get on, for teen boys, but they like my stuff. So
that's teen boys for you. My nephew, he's 16. He goes to school with all his mama perfume on. And he says it's Riz because it attracts the girls. They're like, oh, you smell so good.
Okay, they don't care what it smells like, as long as it smells good.
Yeah, so you'll see, they onto something. They know, they know what's going to get the girls.
The chocolate mask, they like all that.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. What about you? What's your give me your shout outs and your shameless plugs?
My Instagram is Fly Guy Sai on Fly Guy Sai, but Sai spelled SIA. Sorry, just SIA. Fly Guy Sai. And that's Instagram. Facebook is Sherrod Josiah. What I would like to do in 2025, I love to travel. Sean knows I love to travel. And my thing is just getting people aware that there's more than just your neighborhood. There's more than just your city. There's more than just your state. There's more than just the United States. Get out there and see much of this earth while you can, and I'm not a travel agent no more, but I used to be, but I still promote, just travel leniency. Like literacy. I can teach you or help you find ways to travel more affordably, because it's not as expensive as people assume. There's always loopholes with everything. So I just show them how to finesse the travel industry. And so you can see a lot of that on my Instagram.
Hey, so I'm gonna get both of y'all handles, put it on my page, and so in case later on, if they don't listen all the way through, they'll see it. They'll see it in my handle. So I'll put it in my bottom line. And to yes, they do still sell Mary Kay. Apparently, they do.
We've been on over 60 years. Yep.
Man, they still sell Mary Kay. Yeah, they still sell Mary Kay. My mama used to sell Mary Kay years ago.
Really?
Right? Yeah, she used to sell Mary Kay years ago. And
So Avon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Avon.
I love the hand so soft.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Mom used that catalog.
My mom had
the whole catalog. All right, so remember next month being Black History Month, we gonna be going on a tangential topic, talking about relationships. Is going to, cause I'm hoping to get it's a cat that made a post. He a partner of mine. He made a post and said something that was kind of controversial. I loved it. you know, I love controversy, and I asked him to be on the show, and so hopefully he accepts the invite, comes on the show and talks about it. And so we're gonna have a conversation and spew out some notorious opinions. But thank y'all for coming on tonight. I appreciate it. This was a really good show. I hope y'all had fun. And to all my viewers, tune in next week. Same notorious time, same notorious station. You know what time it is. It's your man Scrap the Film Guru. And until next week, stay tuned for my sports show. Stay tuned for Areas of Human Activity on Spotify. Until next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace. And we out.
We out.
Yeah. So let me get the right thing going on.